What is going on, my Bob Nation? I am Bob Droid, and it has been a while if you are looking for a Pokemon deck review slash deck profile on this channel. But finally we are here, and I am here with the Mega Houndoom Pyroar deck. And I have to say, I've only tested a little bit, but I really like how this deck works. It's got great synergy, especially, just making sure that the Houndoom keeps on attacking. I thought that might be a weakness of it, is making sure that you can set up that Houndoom, but I mean, with the build that I have, it's pretty quick. So the standard line is 3 Houndoom EX and 3 Mega Houndoom EX. And Mega Houndoom EX is really the only Pokemon in this line that we want to be attacking with, because it has this great attack called Infernal Fang. It does 80 damage, and if you discard all energy attached, it does another 80 damage. And it's not really that the attack is so great, but it's all of the support that this card can receive that makes this deck work. Also, it's a Mega, and it's got 210 HP, so it's great there, as it has some buffer room when going up against other Pokemon. For some specific matchups, we run a 2-2 Pyroar line. Nothing about the Leo is that amazing, but it's the Pyroar with its intimidating mane that prevents all damage done to it by basic Pokemon. So it's not really that this Pyroar is... it's not a great card, but it's great against a Seismitoad Giratina matchup. Something that, just runs all basic Pokemon, and you can kind of stall with Pyroar. Now, it isn't that great against a lot of matchups, with Megas, but it's great against some things that Mega Houndoom could struggle against, like a Seismitoad Giratina. We've got one Entei in here. Right now, I haven't found that much to use with Entei. I really haven't used it, as far as my build's gone. It could be used against something like a Regice or something. We've got one Shaman EX, and of course, as we're running a Mega Pokemon, we've got to run the Hoopa. That is it for our Pokemon lineup, and let's get into the trainers. So to start it off here, we've got 4 Professor Sycamore. Pretty standard, nothing else that I can say about that. 3 Professor Birch. I really like Professor Birch in this deck. As far as I've seen it, even if you get 4 cards, it's the deck's really doesn't need to get that 7-card flip off in like some of my other decks. It's been annoying when you get 4 flips a lot, or 4-card flips a lot, and it really hurts the deck a lot. But with this deck, I haven't found that to be the case. 3 Blacksmith, and this is one of the first cards I'm going to talk about here that really helps this deck out. So Blacksmith allows you to attach 2 fire energy from the discard pile to one of the fire Pokemon. And so you can use this with the Mega Houndoom or the Pyroar to quickly and efficiently attach energy straight onto it. Also, it's great because it's this exact amount of energy that the Mega Houndoom needs to attack with, and you're usually always going to have fire energy in the discard pile, and you'll see that later in the deck. There's other cards in here that really get some fire energy in there too. And we also run 3 Giovanni Scheme, so instead of running like a Bats, some decks have been trying to run. Unfortunately, Bats doesn't seem to work that well with the Mega Houndoom, unless you're running a straight line without the Pyroar, mainly because it's difficult to get everything working, Pyroar and Bats and the Houndoom, because you're trying to just evolve all the Bats, as well as super scooping them up, and also getting the energy to flow around the cards. So instead of using Bats, we have Giovanni Scheme, which I found to work pretty well. It helps out, hitting those 180. So this deck, if it's going up against Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon with 180 HP EXs, it's good against decks that only have 180 HP. In that situation where it's not, to round it out, we've got 1 Lysander. Lysander can be really helpful in this deck for pulling up a regular EX, non-Mega EX, and just taking it out with a Mega Houndoom, because it can be a little difficult to take out something like a Mega Manectric or something, where you have to attack twice and you still have to discard the energy with, the first or second time, whenever you want to do so. Into the items, we've got 3 Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail has been great to help me pick up my VS Seekers, mainly to get all of these supporters that I really need. Giovanni Scheme is, you gotta get that out of the discard pile, you gotta get the Blacksmith out, so Trainer's Mail has been really great for this deck. We also have 4 VS Seeker, and it's a pretty standard now. I think it was a while where people were kind of going back between 4 and 3, and even 2 really. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a deck with 3 VS Seeker, but a lot of speed builds just run the 4 VS Seeker, and I think one of the reasons why it's so expensive, It's like $5 online. It is just $5-6 for one of these. It's just insane, For an uncommon card, well, at least it's not catcher, right? Got 4 Ultra Ball. This is the only ball that we run in this deck. Just wanted to keep it simple and straightforward. No level balls, but it's great because I can pull out that Hoopa, grab out a Houndoom EX, a Mega Houndoom, and a Shaman if I need to, and do stuff like that. This is kind of an interesting choice here, but I decided to run 3 Mega Turbo in this deck as well. And this is another card that really, in specific cases, really helps me get that Mega Houndoom charged up. If I actually happen to pull 2 Mega Turbos in a turn, or if I already have an energy attached, for example, I can play the Mega Turbo, bring some energy up, get it on the Houndoom, and VS Seeker for a Giovanni Scheme, take out a 180 HP X. And if I didn't have these, it would actually take me 2 turns to do something like that, because I would have to Blacksmith the energy on, and then I wouldn't have that turn to use Giovanni Scheme to do that extra 20 damage. And not a surprise here, running 3 Houndoom Spirit Link. If you're going to run a 3/3 line of Houndoom EX, you got to run the Houndoom Spirit Link. So, nothing to say about that. We're going to have and I've got a lot of one-ofs here. I've got 1 switch. This can help us get out of the Pyroar when we need to. 1 Battle Compressor. The Battle Compressor's in here to bring out the supporters that we need, mainly Giovanni Scheme and Blacksmith. And we also have 1 Muscle Band. This Muscle Band is to go on to the Pyroar. It helps us to get that Pyroar to do more damage. It normally only does 60 damage. It normally does 60 damage. If you discard Fire Energy, that does 90. Muscle Band can make that 110, and you could be hitting out Megas in 2 turns, which is really effective if that Muscle Band is on the Pyroar. That's why I put it in this deck. Onto the stadiums, we've got 2 Scorched Earth. One of the few cards I actually had to get proxied in this deck here is Scorched Earth, and it allows us to, once during our turn, discard a Fire Energy. We don't have any Fighting Energy in this deck, and then I can draw 2 extra cards. This is really great, and another reason, as I said earlier, why if I do happen to get 4 cards on a bad Birch, I can still recover because I do run a decent amount of Fire Energy in this deck. Onto the energy, we run 4 Burn Energy, and this is probably the biggest factor in making this deck really great. And what it allows us to do is Burn Energy, essentially, if it's discarded by an attack, instead of going to the discard pile like it normally would, it can just be attached normally back onto the Pokemon. So if you have 2 of these on a Mega Houndoom, you don't even have to worry about blacksmithing any energy back onto the Houndoom, because it's just gonna, after you attack, it's gonna be discarded, but it goes straight back to the Pokemon. Same thing with Pyroar. It only needs 1 Burning Energy, and it can actually just do 90 without any repercussions. So Burning Energy is a really great card in making sure we don't run out of energy, put them too much in the discard pile, and it also allows us to hit that perfect 180 damage with a Mega Houndoom a lot easier. And then to round it out, we've got a lot of Fire Energy here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Fire Energy, basic Fire Energy, and I've got 2 Proxy. Yeah, 2 Proxy Fire Energy. I don't know where they are, so I'm gonna find them though.
And I will get them.
And I don't know where they really are, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. I really like this deck a lot. It's overall just a fun deck to play with, especially if you like something more, you know, like a Mega Manectric deck, maybe some with more synergy. This deck is, I mean, that similar to it, but it's got some great synergy. I love decks like this, something that's like either a really stall and trolly deck, like a Trevenant, Gengar Trevenant, or something that's a fast, quick-hitting, something like Mega Houndoom EX. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys later in the next video. Thank you.